So I played the Anthem beta slash demo, whatever you want to call it, and I have a few things to talk about it. And I've been hyped up and looking forward to this game, but I'm also very hesitant and a little skeptic about how it turned out. That's not even because of the game, but also because of its past, the developer's past history, but also like our current trend going on with these MMO slash RPG AAA games like Destiny or Division that have been drastically underperforming, just being overall crap in some areas. And for the most part, to sum up my experience, I really like this game, but I'm probably not going to get it.
What?
Now, that's an odd thing to say. I like this game, but I'm not going to get it, and there's a few reasons for that. Now, for the positives, that the gameplay is... it's very good. The controls are precise, and the feedback you get from shooting and the gunplay is... magnificent, though. The designs and artwork and some of the stylistic, like, no-bad sort of Indian kind of aesthetic that's going on in this game, it is really good. The art direction and the graphics, very good. The level design is really reminiscent of like old 90s games and early 2000s games like the original Halo Combat Evolved and the first Unreal game, which there are these vast open levels, and I mean they are really big and open, like both horizontal space, you got a whole bunch of space going on, but you also got a lot of verticality, which you can go up to different higher places and higher cliffs and stuff, and you can access these areas. It's really expansive, and the enemies for the most part were fun to fight in a bunch of variation, like you got a bunch of these pterodactyls, machines, warlocks, titans, ogres, a whole bunch of other stuff. And it's the world and the aesthetic is really up my alley. I really like it, and some of the customization is really in depth. What you can do, you can like customize your own paint, you can mess around with different designs, and even like the materials for each of your parts for your javelin, which is really good. The armor, I'm a bit worried that they're not going to have enough armor pieces, but so overall for the aesthetic for all these different javelins, it's really looking good. There's a lot of rewards after each mission, especially if you go in higher tiers, though there is a bit of a glitch where you have different people in your party, you go on higher tier missions, sometimes you don't get the loot that you were requested to get.
You played that on hard.
I got 4 blues.
What? I got all greens.
That's fucking bullshit. Why did Dell get 4 blues? You mean you took one of each of our blues, including your own?
I just got 4 of them.
Another thing I do like, and this was a very good idea, is that you can turn off a bunch of the graphical settings, because there are a lot of graphical settings in here that can tank your performance, such as depth of field, chromatic aberration, and especially motion blur, because good god, the motion blur they've applied here is way too much, and I'm glad they gave you an option to turn it off. I would definitely turn it off, because it tanks the frame rate and some of the performance, and it just looks... Overall, I have to say my experience with this demo was good. I really like it, and I would look really forward to the game. Unfortunately, that was 5% of my experience, and here goes on to the bad parts. 95% of my experience with this demo was nothing but long, drawn-out loading screen after loading screen after loading screen after online connection problem, after waiting for sitting in queue just to get inside the game because it's the servers, there's not enough servers and they're all backed up, to loading screen. Holy shit, the amount of loading screens you have in this game, and not only that, they don't stop. Once you hit a loading screen, there's like a 9 out of 10 chance that you will just be sitting there staring at a loading screen forever. They do not go off, they will just last there forever until you see a loading icon. And from what I'm hearing, this isn't a connection problem, this is actually something that's baked into the game, which is really concerning since the gameplay, the actual gameplay and the substance is good. But if this is going to be my experience when I actually get the game, it's not looking too good. And for my experiences with the story, I like the cutscenes, I like the interaction with the character we had, and the ideas presented, like the whole objective, like finding this matrix that splits this guy into 3 different pieces of his personality. You have to go find that. I like the cutscene aspects of that, but everything else, like the story was meh. We didn't get enough information about the world, the characters, and all that, and the actual story we got, besides the actual interaction we got in the cutscenes, the in-game cutscenes, which I'm very grateful we got that. It's kind of meh, and I'm kind of, hopefully they flesh out in this game, but so far from what we got, I'm not too interested in the actual story and didn't give enough details about the world or anything like that. I do have a problem with how the AI functions, and that sometimes they're easy as balls, and sometimes they overwhelm you too much, and sometimes their hitboxes are stupid, and sometimes their attacks are stupid and cheap, like you'll just be sitting behind a wall, and for some reason their attacks would go through that wall and hit you, and some of the elemental, like, damage I think goes on for far too long and takes way too much damage. Like, I'll be at full shields, I'll take burn elemental damage, and I'll be at like 1% health like in a few seconds. That seems a bit ridiculous to me. Another thing is the flight controls. Now, I like the flight controls, and I like how rough and coarse they feel, like you have a bunch of this turbulence flying through you. Though I do think they can be improved a bit with how the flow between animations. I think that can be ironed out, and I think that sometimes when I'm looking at one direction, I would then activate my job into flight mode, then it would go to completely other direction, so I think that could be fixed out a bit. Another thing wrong is I don't know if they're going to have enough servers at the beginning of this game's lifespan, because so far they had complete problems with the servers. They didn't have enough servers for a demo, which I don't understand how you can do that when you have the numbers, you have the pre-orders, and you have a certain amount of pre-orders you're giving out to different people with different types of codes that are going to give out to different friends. You should have a large number of servers at the beginning and then decrease as your server base goes down. And one more thing that really irks me about this game is that the microtransactions are ridiculously large. Now, I do appreciate that it's not loot boxes and you can actually purchase what you want, but holy shit, $20 for an armor set, $8 for one material. That is like asking for a third of the asking price for the game. I would not mind if this was a free-to-play game, since that's what I'm buying for. I'm getting the experience for free, and I can just buy cosmetics later on, which that's fine, but for a full price $60 game, that's a little ridiculous, mind you. Come on, BioWare. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! I'm willing. They did say that these aren't the final prizes, but it's really not looking good so far. I really want to put my hopes in this game. I like the gameplay, I like the world, I like the aesthetic, I like how everything feels, I like the game. But so far, my recommendation for anyone who's interested in it, don't get it. Wait until the reviews come in, wait until the game performs, because so far, performance-wise, this game on console, I don't know how PC, I heard it's a pretty intensive PC game, but on consoles, it fucking tanks the frame rate, and there's a lot of stuttering, delaying in some of your actions, which it kind of does kill the experience when you're just playing through and you got this large amount of stuttering and lag going around. So, performance-wise, server-wise, it's abominable, and the loading screens, oh dear god, this is really gonna kill this game if you get so many loading screens that last for, I don't know how long they can last for. You're going to have problems if you ship this game in this sort of state, with this amount of performance, server issues, microtransaction issues, and a story that, just please make the story at least a little bit interesting and gripping. At least so far you have Destiny and The Division. You don't have that much to exceed BioWare. You can do this. I'm not gonna pre-order it. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna wait until the reviews come out, so everything comes out, so all the performance and issues are ironed out. Then I'll buy the game. I like the game. Don't buy it until they fix their shit. That's my thoughts.
Oh my god, Daddy!
What a shame.